I feel kind of emotional, because this is something I've dreamt of since I was like 5, 6 years old, and it's finally happening. Lo and behold, I got boobs. That's why I'm in a bra right now. I'm just wanting to show you the 4-month result. I did my SRS and my boob augmentation at the same time. What I noticed is that that's not typically how it goes. You don't do the 2 surgeries in one, because they are like major surgeries, especially the SRS. And I had the whole summer of recovering from the surgery. So in my boobs, I put in 350. What I noticed is like after the surgery that I felt so much more complete. Like this is what I wanted all along. So it was definitely worth doing it. As I said, I did both the surgeries in one take because of the corona situation. So when corona happened, they had to pause all unnecessary surgeries. I guess they were only doing like the necessary surgeries because they had to have their staff help those with COVID, which is like, of course, why wouldn't they? I got to the hospital, it's Sunday, so I got my room now. So this is the view over Linköping. This is my toilet. I had my mother and my stepfather with me for support, like me getting my room, and I wasn't that nervous. It was like weird because I felt like more at ease knowing that it was finally happening. And I had a little bit of a scare before the surgery because I was running a little bit of fever, and I knew that they would not do the surgery if it was too high, and I was like 38 Celsius, which is not what I normally am. They came and checked on me like before I was going to sleep, taking my blood test and everything, and that looks fine. But then both me and my nurse were like, oh my god, are we gonna do the surgery? And she was like, okay, the surgeon will make a decision tomorrow. Also thing, like 24 hours before the surgery, you have to not have eaten anything. You had also cleansed your bowel system. I couldn't eat anything with fiber. That was a struggle since I'm a vegan, so the only food I would eat was like white bread and like cucumber without the shell and without the seeds, so it was like nothing. And then I could eat like butter. 4 or 5 days before the surgery, I started to eat the way I was going to eat after the surgery and 2 days before the surgery. Anyway, I will get to the food later because that's like a whole other story. They come in like 6:30 in the morning, banging on my door, giving me this energy drink, and it was like, you need to drink this before the surgery. But don't worry, like you're not gonna go into the operational table until 11, so you have time. 7 o'clock, the 2 nurses come in and are like, why haven't you drink this? You should drink this. And I was like thinking, oh my gosh, wasn't I supposed to wait till like right before the surgery? Because that's what she said, you're gonna drink this before the surgery. No, because I was kind of confused, but I did not call them to like check. So I have like drank like this much from it, so like the half of it was left. And they were like, oh, you were supposed to drink this, you haven't drank this. Oh well, it will go fine. They were like throwing it away, and I was like, 10 o'clock, you will be going down to the surgery table and get everything fixed. So I went into the shower and everything. This is what I'm gonna wear. It's like a nightgown, you say. And here's like a shampoo that I'm gonna use for my hair and my body, and some towels. Let's take a shower. They get me in my bed and roll me out to the corridors. I feel kind of emotional because this is something I've dreamt of since I was like 5, 6 years old, and it's finally happening. Because I felt like I was in a movie. You were rolling down, just laying there, seeing the lights pass by and the rooms pass by and the people, and I was put in a room with a lot of people, and everything started. I met this doctors for different stuff. The one who was gonna put me down to sleep, the one who was gonna do the surgery. What I did not know was that the one I thought was gonna do the surgery actually had someone else do the surgery and him standing beside helping her. We started to draw on my chest because, you know, I have all these tattoos under my boob. He did not want to mess them up, so he was like, where did I put the cut? Because he wanted to do the cut under the boob and not on the side, which you also can do, but I think you mostly do it on cis girls and maybe girls with more fat on the boobs, which I did not have. I was flat as a board. I don't care because this is a dream come true. I will get a tattoo artist filling over the scars if it is anything that we can manage. I will say he did a really good job at stitching it correctly so it fits the pattern. And then he just wrote a arrow sign down to my crotch area, and I think that was the last time I saw my PP. So then came the one who was gonna put me to sleep for the surgery, and I've heard all these horror stories about this thing where you put a tube in your marrow. I will insert the name if I get it wrong. They were like putting it inside of there between the nerves, and it was going to have this morphine shots, really making sure that I knew that he was gonna do everything he could to make this procedure less painful. They were like, okay Chloe, it's time. And I was like, now? They were driving me to the surgery room. When I was ready, at place and everything, the surgeon came again and was like, hi, so how do you feel? I just wanted to check on you one last time. Are you 100% sure that this is the right thing for you? Because I don't want you to regret this surgery, because it is an surgery you cannot reverse. Then they put this mask on my face and boom, I was asleep. Then I woke up in this room. I think the clock was like 4 o'clock when I woke up there, and it was people all around me that had just woken up from different surgeries. People were like crying in pain and everything. The only struggle I had there was that my left leg was still asleep. My nurses were really scared of that. I got some medicine. I still had like a fever running, like 38 degrees. I had to get this drop of vitamins, I think. So I had a tube here with that, and I had a tube like I think here somewhere where it was blood. I got a catheter downstairs, and the pain was not really there. Downstairs there was like no pain at all. I was going in and out of sleep. It felt like a dream, like a really bizarre dream. Since I was in this room full with stranger who had also get a surgery, it was like kind of like from a horror movie. So the surgeon came, looked at my boobs. She said everything was fine and the surgery has gone really well. I think I lost like 150 milliliters of blood during the surgery. They feel like they are happy with how the results were. And then I got up to my room, and I think at like 9 o'clock I got to eat for the first time. For the first night they were checking my pulse, they were doing blood tests, they were checking my temperature, which was still running a fever, and they did that every like other hour, and I was sleeping. First day I was sleeping, and on the second day I got to meet physiotherapists who are gonna help me to walk. We started with doing things sitting on the bed, so we did not walk like the second day. We do like all these things for my boobs mostly, and he was trying to make me move my legs, but I still could not move my left leg. And it took about 3 days. We noticed that it was the tube in my back there was like hitting a nerve that made my left leg not working. On the 4th day, when they were pulling the tube out of my back, then I could finally start to slowly get my moves back in my left leg. I could stand on the bedside, I could sit on the bedside, but it was painful. Like, I was hunching when I did it. And it was not painful downstairs, I think. The only thing that was scary downstairs was the bleeding, because it was bleeding. Not that much. They were like helping me change it whenever I felt like it was too much. Whenever I did call for painkillers or morphine, it was mostly because of my boobs. Since I was on morphine like the whole week, on the last day they took the morphine out of me, like I did not get them in the tablets anymore. Right away, it was like a change. The nausea just disappeared, so I think it was just me not being used to being on drugs. That was like the problem. The 3rd day, I started to take like a walk around the corridors and stuff with my physiotherapist, and the 4th day, I was walking like without the table stand, because I had like this walking table. On the 4th day, I could go without it. I was sleeping the whole time, and that's why it's really hard to talk about the experience now. There have been like a lot of friends and a lot of people wanted to know how it was like, the recovering process. It was so much happening, so that week felt like a year. Luckily, I had a lot of friends and family that came to visit. Like, I had one a day, and I noticed that was like the most I could. Everything was draining my energy, and I could not meet a person for more than like 1 to 2 hours, and then I was out of it and I could sleep like the whole night. I was just looking forward for that week to end so that I could like order everything that I was craving during this week. As soon as they pulled the tube out of my back, as soon as they were like taking painkillers off, the pain was moving from my boobs to the downstairs area. On the 1st day, I had these pills for the pain, and then I would switch to just painkillers, and I was on painkillers for 2 weeks after coming home from the hospital. My drugged ass was just thinking about having to poop in a bed, not going to the toilet. I did not want them to go through it, and I knew that it would be a whole process, making it harder for me to heal. Wow, all these angles. I look like a fish. I just had one of the scariest experiences ever. So, you're not supposed to poop when you had this surgery. And I'm feeling now that it's starting to push a lot, and I'm hurting in my stomach. I did a surgery on Monday. It's Friday now, so it's been 5 days with no toilet visits. And yeah, so I went to the toilet because they said I could. And then I started to feel really, really dizzy when I stood up, and I saw that there was blood in the toilet, which is like normal because you have had a major surgery. But I was not doing well. I was sweating, and we had to move to the bed so they could do some repacking of my downstairs area. It was so scary. I have never passed out, but this was really, really close. And I feel like I'm gonna sleep now, like for a lot of hours. I haven't eaten that very good today because I've been feeling so sick. Like, the smell of things disgusts me so much. But I have had my beautiful friends here. Michaela, she brought me a bouquet of flowers, which was orange. That's my favorite color, so it's totally going up on my wall when I get home. And my mom was here and left some crosswords and sketch tablets so I can
keep myself busy in the days when just 3 more days and I'm home. The pain is not the worst thing. The worst thing is the dizziness and the nauseousness. So that's my update for Friday night. The clock is 8 p.m. Oh my god, I look like death. Yeah.
The whole week passes and I did not poop. It was like the opposite, like I did not have diarrhea. They usually said the patients have. On the last day, I was like, you need to prescribe me like one of those douches so I can go and poop, because I want to get it out. I made it, so I felt like so happy, even though I was so swollen from the surgery. That, guys, I will tell you, you will be looking pregnant for like 3 months after the surgery. Like, you feel whole, but you don't feel like beautiful since you bloated all the time. So yeah, it was like an emotional process. I knew I filmed it and I was getting like teary-eyed just right before they walked in.
So it is Sunday. I've been here for almost a week, and today we're gonna remove the bandages down there, and I'm gonna get to dilate for the first time, and hopefully I will get to go home in the afternoon, but we don't know yet. If they feel like they're not ready to let me go, I guess I will stay here another night and then go home tomorrow in the morning. I'm excited. Like, it's been a crazy week. Like, some days I don't even really remember. So much things happening and a lot of medication. Like, just this morning I got like 7 different medications. So I'm kind of out of it. But I feel a lot better today than I did any other day this week. So I'm happy. I'm a little bit sad that they're not gonna take away this tape around my boobs, because I'm excited to see how they look like. And I haven't been able to sleep that much because I've been so excited for today, which is maybe not so good, but hopefully it will not get in the way of anything, I don't think. That's the plan. And I guess I'm gonna get up now and yeah, just try to wake up, and hopefully this will be a good day. And hopefully I get to eat something else that isn't like fiber free, because I'm really tired of the food that I've been getting here, because it makes me sick just smelling it with all the medication and everything. But I guess I should be happy just to get food. But yeah, it has not been the best experience. I've been very, very sick when food smell's been around. It's no, I haven't been feeling that. But yeah, I'm excited.
So my surgeon came in the morning and she took all the padding out, since they have filled me with padding, and I got to do my first dilation with the surgeon at place watching and showing how you should do it. I was so thankful to this surgeon, what she had accomplished and how this is gonna change my life forever. And yeah, it was a beautiful moment, and I felt like I ran a marathon and I came in first place right when they pulled out everything and said that I could go home. The recovering process was the hardest thing, I feel, because I had this complication like 1 week after getting home from the surgery, so 2 weeks after the surgery.
So this is not a fun update. Like, right now I'm really feeling kind of sick. 5 days ago I had my first complication from the surgery, and hopefully my only complication. And some stitches burst and they can't really stitch it back together because they could lock in the infection because it's in an area where there is a lot of bacteria. It must heal by itself, and like the wound is like maybe this big. It's just filled with blood and it's bleeding like all the time. So right now I'm on antibiotics and I'm so swollen in my face. It looks like I gained so much weight, like all over my body, which is making me feel really bad about myself. Like I don't feel beautiful just now, which I guess you won't feel when you're healing from something like this. It's just such an inconvenience that I have to prolong the healing process just because of this. I went in to the surgery with no expectations. I know the healing journey is different for everyone who goes through the surgery, but this has been such a terrifying experience, you know, having this big hole of blood. It's like a big open wound. I never had that before, not like this. So I've been really going through it, being so anxious, being so terrified. But I've been visiting the doctor, and he said that it will heal nicely. It won't affect the result if we just prolong the healing process. So that's what's happening right now. And Lucy is here by my side.
After 2 weeks, I met the surgeon who did the surgery, and she had a look at it and she thought it was beautiful. And then it was like almost like this time healed it. It grew together. Now it's looking like nothing ever happened. It is common. I did not know that before, but it is common and it is scary. Please, if something like that happened to you during the surgery, talk to the surgeon. Like I think 4 months after, now it's looking like most put together that it has ever been during the whole recovery process. And also my surgeon take a look at my boobs, and she was like thinking they look beautiful, so you could like switch to another bra if you want to. You don't have to have this surgery bra that you have in the beginning, which like puts everything in place. Yeah, during the whole recovery process, I had this beautiful boyfriend of mine who took care of me. He was playing Red Dead Redemption and I was laying on a couch watching, and we ordered all that food that I was dreaming about during the whole week. I had to dilate like 3 times a day, and I have 2 sizes of dilators, and I could maybe go into that in another video, but I have to do it 3 times a day for 20 minutes each time. And I'm still waiting on the second surgery where they would like make everything look more put together, more beautiful, create like the inner, how do you say it? Yeah, the inner cat, so it will look more authentical. Yeah, and the most great thing about it is not that I feel, it is that I feel whole, but it's like I feel more beautiful, I feel more self-love than ever. So I think this has helped me, and I feel happy. I feel so much more happier, and like I can just be happy. It was for the longest time I did not feel happiness, and I'm not saying that the surgery did all that stuff, but it helped a lot in the process, and I'm so grateful. And I think I will have to do more videos about it since it was such a big experience, and I don't think I can put all of the things together in this video, but yeah, this is all I can manage to provide to you today. I'm doing well, I'm doing fine. Anyway, if you have questions about this, if you want to know more, please write down the topics and things you want to know in the comment section below. And hopefully I will be seeing you soon, and have a great one. Thanks for watching.